Okay, I think it should be good. Let's get started. Okay, guys. So what we're going to do is number one, let's just go quickly through Forex Factory. Okay, and you guys can hear me, right? We had the European news. Okay, big news this morning. We had the Canadian GDP month over month shrunk. We had in US. These are the important ones. These GDPs right over here. We had advanced GDP quarter over quarter shrunk -3%, and you had your employment cost index. Okay, came out the same 0.9%. And can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Okay. And I'm on the right charts. Just having difficulties with YouTube getting it all set up, but should be good now. Guys, can you guys hear me? Yes, thank you. Okay, and then we have our US news right here. Sorry, guys, I'm a little flustered right here. You guys can hear me? Yes? Okay, perfect. Um, where was I? 10 a.m. The core PCE index news, pending home sales look good in the US. We had crude oil inventories as well. Make note that President Trump speaks at 8 p.m. later tonight. Okay, and then we do have Chinese bank holidays all day. And then you have in the future session, you have some BOJ news coming out tentative. Yeah, I don't even know. I don't even think YouTube is on. I don't know what the hell's going on here. Doesn't matter. Okay, and in earnings. Earnings are big. We had some this morning, but it's going to be in the after hours, guys. So start to prepare now going into the after hours. We got Meta, okay, formerly known as Facebook, big company here. We will see, they've been in the news last little bit, so we'll see what they release right here. Microsoft, okay, so don't sleep on Microsoft here. And notice the times. So you're right at market close. 405 is Microsoft, a little later is 440 is Facebook, Meta over there. Those are two of the big drivers in the entire US index. So S&P, Nasdaq, everything, Dow Jones, everything will be affected by this, but more so Nasdaq and S&P, okay, because they are more geared towards tech. So those are the big names. That's happening today in the after hours. Start planning your trading. If you're going to trade into the after hours, if you're going to hold positions, things like that, you're driving right into this, okay? And then now let's move on to just some news today. So again, Trump always talking about tariffs. Tariffs will cause modest downturn in Canada, but create rare opportunity for change. Okay, but again, what is the time frame? Is it gonna be short-term pain for long-term gain? But how long? How long do people have to go through this? For multiple years? A lot of people right now are on fixed income. A lot of people are in retirement. It hurts them the most. So if it's going to be multiple months or years like this, like you got to be more transparent. Tell people the truth. Not just say, yeah, it's going to be good, but for when? Look at Loblaws over here. Quarter one results beat estimates on grocery pharmacy demand. Okay, so that's unexpected. I didn't think Loblaws would report that type of quarter beats and everything. I thought, people are being a little bit more conservative with their money and not spending, but apparently this is coming in. So, maybe we were wrong. Maybe the grocery prices are good. Everyone can afford it. I don't know. Um, what else is going on here? Super micro, okay, they are down 16% right now. So SMCI slumps on forecast cut. Analysts downplay broader AI demand concerns. So this will affect Nvidia. This will affect, yeah, like Nvidia right here is down. It was down a little further, but right now they've recovered a little bit. They're still down -2.3%. So all of your big tech names may be affected by this, but that's kind of concerning to be down 16%. So maybe we got to look into what's going on there. What else we got going on? Okay, so Trump's tariffs loom over the economy as shipments from China start falling. So that will affect everything. Welcome, guys, on YouTube. Sorry for what happened on the first video, but now you guys are here. So let's continue going here, guys. Don't want to waste too much time because we got to get caught up here. Okay, let's get right into the charts. We're going to start charting gold, and then we'll move into the indices. Okay, so I'm going to do top-down analysis. We're going to get started with the daily. Okay, so this is gold. Again, we're still in this consolidated range, this daily range right here, where it's bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, coming down, a lot of wicks. Okay, so we're still in this consolidated zone. Again, what do we have? We have our all-time high, 3,500. You can place a line, or if you just know that it is 3,500, you can do that. But also then we have this all-time high supply zone. That's where most of the volume was contained in there. And so if we stretch this across into the future, you can see we have not traded into the red box. I can see a lower high, a lower high, a lower high, a lower high, and then the all-time high. So yes, they are pushing gold down. It is still respecting the lower highs, but we're not really breaking any new lower lows. You see how it's all kind of this wick, that wick, that wick, that wick. They're all kind of holding equal highs or higher lows. So that's why we get this consolidated period here. So like right around here. Okay. So you can see how everything is still contained. Now, do we have areas of, like how I figured out where there was that supply zone of volume? Do we have maybe a demand zone of volume? Right here, when we were flagging right in here, this kind of little bullish flag pattern right there, maybe that is considered to be where there is local demand below us. So I'm just going to make that as a green demand zone, and you can see we have not traded into it yet according to these wicks right over here. Okay, so you can stretch these backwards. Obviously the all-time high, there's nowhere to go, but this one can go back, and then you can see last time, you know, we revisit this, and it's been a long time because it's been on this steady daily uptrend, making higher highs and higher lows, and now we got the volume just kind of consolidating in here. So yes, we do know there's two directions it can possibly go, three directions. It could go back up to the all-time high. It could start to break down this block and start to trade down in here, or we're just going to continue to get this sideways action inside here for a little bit, and you can see who is accumulating. Both sellers are accumulating and buyers are still accumulating. So it's still in a consolidated phase on a daily, but when it's coiling up and getting ready, then it will possibly break out of here. Okay, so this is what we got to deal with. This is what the volume is now. This is what we got to trade if we do decide to trade. So let's kind of make some sense into what's going on down in here. So this big bullish candle that started that run to the all-time high, can we identify where 50% of it is? Can we find maybe a zone? So if you just grab your Fibonacci tool, go from the open to the close, there's my 0.5. So I like to use on the daily a yellow line to signify daily points of interest. So when I go to the lower time frames, if I see yellow, I understand that it is a daily point of interest. And now I can see how it's kind of the 0.5 according to all of the volume of this candle on April 16. You can see how it closed right there, it opened right there. I can see, yes, it did break. I can see it broke and came back up, but we're still holding volume above it. That's why sometimes it's good if you find your point of interest, your 0.5, it's good to just go a little bit above and a little bit below so that you capture a zone now, not just a point of interest. Now you got a zone of volume, and now you can stretch that across, and hopefully it gives you a better picture. So then I can see it came through there. It did initially break and come back in, and that bullish candle opened inside of it. It did break, but back in, break back in, break back in. So when I start to see black volume closing below the green box, that's when it could start a shift in the market continue to go down. Then that's when we change the box to red color. Okay, but right now it's still holding. You can see it is still holding. If you do want to put a daily point of interest, like just letting you know if it does break below there, that's where it could go. 3260, 3286 is holding the green zone on the bottom. Again, stretch it into the future because we'll see multiple days if it holds playing out. So it is holding. Okay. And then now let's just go from like yesterday's volume. Okay, so gold was trading, it opened, point of interest, came up, lower high, high of the day, pushed back down, came down, and closed. So it did in fact bearish engulf the previous day's bullish volume, but this is that barcoding we're getting: blue, black, blue, black, and today now. So let's carry over from where we closed yesterday and how we opened today. Right there. There is a point of interest. There is no gaps in the market. Right there. Where we closed, we opened. And when we opened, we came and we made a high into where? Approximately 50% of yesterday's bearish volume. You can see there's the wick. So we can place a line for our high of the day, which I use a purple line to signify the high of the day and the low of the days. So I can see today's gold high, 3,328, and it is still below 50% of the candle above us. So I can do the same thing, what I did with this bullish candle. I'm going to do the same with yesterday's bearish volume. So I grab my Fibonacci tool from the opening price to the closing price. There's my 0.5. So you see where it's located to today's high wick. Like, I know it's going to be a lot of lines here, guys, but I want you guys to see this. That is the 0.5 yellow line, right? So if I did my zone, a little bit above, a little bit below, I catch it right in there. I make it red now to signify that the supply block is above us, and I stretch that into the future, get rid of my fib, and then now I have a zone actually. So I want to see if the buyers can come back in here. Maybe they'll get pushed back down. Maybe I'd like to see daily volume, blue volume start to close above here and then retest this. We make it green, then we can definitely start to make our way back up, fill all these lower highs, and then maybe travel right back into that supply zone. But right now you can see sellers are in control still up here, okay? But however, now let's just continue going how the day traded. It opened, it came in, it tested here, high of the day, they rejected it back down. We came back to the point of interest where we opened, and the sellers were in full control. This was a big black bearish candle coming all the way down, where we made our low of the day, cutting right through the green box, cutting right through all that demand in there, and they hit all those pending orders, found a bottom. It is technically a higher low from last Wednesday, and it is still higher than this green block. So we are coming up. The buyers are buying it back up. They're buying it back up. They're buying it back up. They're coming all the way back up. And this is where the current volume is right now. So we are very close to coming back to the opening position. And maybe we can flip this candle today and start to come up to the high of the day and then start to trade into this key zone up here. However, if the sellers continue to hold and absorb the buyers, we might be coming back down and we'll test the green line. 3,300, nice psychological level. If the sellers continue to push it down, we will test this yellow line, 3,286, and so on and so forth. If we keep going down, we'll test all of these key critical areas. So right now, we're going to see if we can get a body flip, or sellers will continue to push it down. They haven't taken out any new lows, okay? So buyers are still holding down here. It's a tough candle. That's why gold was difficult to trade today because it was very bearish, and then all of a sudden it flipped back up. So it was a change in the candle direction. Now let's look on the hourly to see what time, like how did this happen? Look at it. It's a V recovery down here. See where they dropped it? Like, see how choppy it was trading right in here? And when did they drop it? 4 a.m. So 1 hour right after London market opened up, they really dropped it down. 5 a.m. it continued, 6 a.m., 7 a.m., and then here's the start of Comex period at 8:20, the 8 a.m. candle. Look how much like support there was down here. All of these wicks down here, the wicks down here, the wicks down there. So it came down and it came and it respected this area, and look at how it shot right back up. Wow. Okay, so very bullish. And we had 8:30 news. So it came up and closed. You see that yellow line right there? That is a daily. You guys see what I was doing. I wasn't on 1 hours, okay? So I was on the daily, but I found my daily point of interest. And you see now how when that 8 a.m. candle closed, see how it is representing 50% of the volume? If I didn't have that yellow line and I said, guys, let's take a look at where 50% of that volume is of this bullish candle, I guarantee you it would be right at this area. Okay, and if you don't believe me, grab your Fibonacci tool, and this is how you can back test. You're doing live back testing too while you're learning. This is what I used to always do. So then I would see, okay, if I did the open and the close, look at it. It's sitting right on that 32.85. So, you know, if I kind of want to strengthen it a little more, you see how big this daily green demand box is? Again, what I could have done is use that Fibonacci tool right there, and I could have got my hourly zone. Again, a little bit above. I know you're going to see two green zones in here, and you're probably wondering how much weed did this guy smoke? But I'm just trying to show you that you have an hourly block within a daily demand zone, okay? So if it pulls back, we could be buying in here, right? A higher low pullback into that daily demand, and we're targeting that hourly fair value zone. It doesn't get any better than that, for a pullback buy. So what I'm going to do here at 32.85, I'm going to right click that yellow line. I'm going to add an alert on my chart. If it ever comes down here, I will be in, I'm very interested in a trade. I'm not going to say whether I'm buying or selling but I'm getting ready to possibly take an A plus setup there. What I mean is, if the market comes down in here, we get triggered. It will give us an alert, right? That doesn't give us the right to just jump in and just hit the buy button blind. You can if you like, and sometimes it comes, fills you, and goes. What I like to do if I'm on the screen and I'm watching, I like to see what happens in here. Maybe we'll come out, maybe we'll retest this, then I get into a buy to take it back up there, right? And I get a nice pullback discount from where it's trading right now. Good buying area. However, you guys know the drill. What could happen there? What if the selling pressure is really strong? It cuts right through there and closes below. Then that zone will turn inverted. We'll invert it bearish fair value and come in here. Selling pressure might push down, and look at, they'll probably take out the low of the day. And if they do, you lose that, you lose that, you lose that, and this. You got clean traffic to come all the way down. Look at below the yellow line, 32.60, coming all the way down to 32.40, 32.38 with just no traffic. Okay, we're not there yet. So we don't need to entertain that yet. But you guys see how a little bit of analysis, I know this is taking forever today, guys. The call started like shit too with YouTube when it shut off. So I was a little bit behind, but you guys see like how you can wait for opportunities. And right now, what is the hourly doing? You had that sharp drop, okay, one leg down, V recovery right back up, like nothing happened. Basically, like nothing happened. They just came, and look at where the volume is trading. Right back in this consolidated zone. We're right back in here. So now we're at our neckline, which could possibly continue to the upside to go up here, or remember we got lower highs, we got lower highs, we got a supply zone, we got a lower high, we got a lower high. So the trend is still pushing down. They could definitely start to try and push it back down into this zone here. That's what I mean. If it sells down in here, as a seller, you have to understand that that's where the buyers are waiting in there. They're waiting in there. So if you're selling in there and you get a nice healthy profit coming down there, absolutely, it's a fantastic trade. But you still have to understand that the buyers are waiting there. They're sitting in there. They're pending in there. So if you get a fantastic sell, you just got to know. I'm not telling you to close the entire trade. I'm just telling you, lower your risk, bring your stop loss to break even, so you have no capital at risk, and then maybe start to scale out 25%, 50%, 75% of profit. So maybe you can lock in some gains, and then because you have to understand that it could come right back up, where the buyers are. That's why if you leave a runner, let's say 25% runner, and then maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe it does close below there and retest this and continue dropping. You have a runner. The runner will do it for you. But everybody trades different. I just want you guys to understand, and you come up with your own blueprint, what you guys need to do. But I'm just telling you, there's a lot, there's a big block of buyers waiting in there. Okay. Just like there's a big block of sellers waiting in here. So if we're trading bullish and you're getting profit coming up there, the same rules apply. You are buying into where all the sellers are. And if you look back, you can see when they came in there, look at it. If you were buying all of this, they sent it right back down. Again, it came in here. There was the breakout. I agree. Yeah, but it was kind of like a V. It just came up and then they brought it right back down. It's like nothing happened up there, right? And then it got right where it wanted to go again under here. That was that's considered to be a breakout, like a false breakout. It came up and then right back down. I know it's multi candles and it's multi hours, but this could be exact on 1 minute. you know, so you got to understand the patterns. And then we came right back in here. Again, they slammed it down. So if we come back in there, they could very well slam it right back down. So if I'm buying and I'm coming in there, same rules apply. I'm taking my stop loss, going to break even. I'm protecting my capital. Next thing I'm doing is maybe scaling out. Like I said, 25, 50%, 75%, 80%, 90%, whatever. You take your money out and leave runners. If the runner continues to go, right, your runner can give you information. So if I'm cashing out 80% there, and then my runner goes up here, my runner closes above, my runner's consolidating here, I might be looking for the next leg up with my runner and add another position, another buy position to come, and we take out this highs and maybe travel right into exactly right there. 3360. You know what I mean? So your runners can give you a lot of information. If they're still live and they haven't been tapped out, they still can give you critical information about the structure in the markets. It's like valuable information you can get very cheap. Um, that's what I consider runners. Um, Okay, so what do we have now on the hourly? There is a pattern, okay? So it came down, bottom one, first bottom, came back up, right? So we're in this shitty zone right now. Look at the hourly candles. Like I don't, like if I saw this right now, I would walk away. Guys, I am being 100% completely honest with you. If I was not on YouTube or Zoom with you guys, I see this, I would be out of here. I wouldn't even, because I know it's just maybe going to trade in here this afternoon and cause a lot of issues. What I'm more concerned, I want to see if it comes down in here. I want to buy this move, or maybe I want to sell this move up here. So this can be some inside scalping now. So if we go to the 5 minutes, let's just see what we got going on here. And you can see this yellow line, this daily point of interest. You see the hourly wicks. So I got a wick right there, a wick right there, a wick right there, and a wick right there. You can see now where the hourly resistance is in the market. Right here, right here, right here. Let's make it red. So we know what we're buying into. Okay, you see that, guys? Okay, so we came in there, back down. Came in, back down, came in, all the way down. We came in strong with all of that nice bullish volume. They did impulsively break out of here, create that high, which is good. Buyers need that, but they got rejected and it came all the way back down in here. This is 10 a.m. 10 a.m. came all the way right back up, and then they pushed it down. It closed as a bullish pin bar, and this is us right now. 11 a.m. Again, they came all the way down, higher low. They're trading in that red zone. They got rejected again. So we're going to see it. Can they continue to come up with hourly volume and get it to close up here? Volume is kind of fading on both directions. Buyers, and so that's at this inside consolidated period. So this is our zone. Maybe we're going to trade this period. So if we just measure it, it's a nice zone. It's a $13-14 zone. That's a 140 pip zone. So definitely we can be scalping, but you can see there's no direction right now. It's still consolidating. This, where you have all the consolidated volume, this is how you can look at it. Just trap this volume right there and continue to trap it. So what are we doing? We're still in this trap zone. When you look right here, and what do we have? It looks like it's an inverted head and shoulder. Okay, left shoulder, your inverted head that they scooped up all that liquidity down there. We're right back in the right shoulder, consolidating. This has a high probability to go to the upside, which we could see it break, maybe come up here, maybe a pullback, either half of it or back down here where it's officially green now. And then it gets the confirmation. Again, the buyers, we've switched this structure now, and then we're breaking back out to tag this area out here. But, you know, patterns are not always 100%. It could do this too, where it's trying to get up there, and then they bring it right back down. They come down here. And then that might be that higher low to take it right back in this consolidated zone. But now we got more power. We just got like a nitrous oxide boost, and then we're gone. And that reminds me, I need to have some of this monster drink right here. Has anyone had this flavor right now? Ultra Paradise right here, guys. This is really good. The green monster. Whew. Ultra Paradise. That's the shit right there. I'm drinking too much of these. I gotta lay off of them. You just drink whiskey, Joel? Man, that's a little stronger than me. But I like these monsters. Zero sugar. That's what gets me. Okay, guys, so you see what's going on the hourly, okay? So now let's bring it into the 5 minutes. And let's see what we're doing here. Okay, so this is how everything is trading. Okay, so you have now when we look at it, it looks very clear. You know what I mean? It came up one top, there's your neckline, came back up, double top, there's your closure, and then look at when they dropped it. Holy shit, that was at just after 4 a.m. Eastern, right after London market open. But you can still see it, guys. Like, you know what I mean? Right there, if you drew your pivot, the volume closed below it, and yes, it did drop hard right after that, okay? But look at now, like these are 5 minute candles right now. So you see that pivoting support that was right there? I can see now how it's resistance. It turned to support right there. Look at it's resistance right there, resistance right there. It turned to support and now it's still support. 33.05 right here, holding still. Okay, so the big drop we had coming all the way down, they bottomed it out. When did it hit the low of the day? 805. We're coming back up. Look at 820. So the 815 closed above all of this structure. Then Comex starts. 820 continued with volume closing above this structure. They pulled it back into here, holding. See that daily yellow line? How it's holding that 5 minute volume? Continue to drive where? Right up to that red line that was from London. There's London, 3 a.m. exactly. Holy shit! Like, look, that's London's support right there. And then we came and it starts acting as resistance over here. Pulled back again, healthy, higher low. You're trading with the trend. Higher high, higher low, pull back. You could buy higher high, pull back. You could buy higher high, pullback. You could buy. And then that's it. It stopped right up there. And when Wall Street, there's Wall Street, 930, 935, they returned it back down where? To the demand zone, back to that white line. That's that 3,300, your hourly support, and came right back up. But now it's a lower high. We're not trading in the red box anymore. Came back down. Now we're trading deep into the green box, but they're still holding it. So you can kind of see the zones, guys. Like, come on, how are we not learning this? Look right here. You see this big body candle? Like, just look at big body candles. Stop making this so complicated. I see that I'm having one-on-ones like 2 3 a day now, same with Dave, and we're getting asked the same questions over and over and over and over, and we're getting asked, Ron, how do you identify these zones, these gaps, this, that? Why this one? Why is it not that one? Why is it this one? Just look on each individual candle. Like you can see right here, when it came up, it went back down, right? It came back up. Those are like tweezer top highs. Put a line just to analyze, and then you'll see how the lines will perform in the future. You see how it came up and back down, up and back down. I need to know that you guys know this. I have to. I'm gonna maybe turn today's session into like a tutorial or a webinar because you guys need to learn this. I'm telling you this. Let's stop playing games and let's learn how to do this right now. Okay, so does everybody know that the market came up right here when 820? Okay, let me just take another sip of this because I'm gonna lose my voice. What is at 820? Every single day, Monday to Friday. What is 820? Let's see who knows their stuff. We're trading gold, so you have to know what is at 820. Please, guys. This will make sense if you know like if you can plan this ahead. Comex, yes, Sergio, no, yes. So guys, you guys got to know that a lot of people have no idea. They're trading gold and they still don't know what Comex is. Comex is like Wall Street for gold, okay? You know when Wall Street opens up 9:30, the markets are crazy. That's equities. Those are your big name securities, your big companies. Comex is kind of like Wall Street for gold, okay? So things happen and structure is built. Remember, the market makers are very smart. Okay, they're smarter than me and you, believe it or not. Okay, but they're smart. Why? Because they use all technology. They're not smarter than us. They can't outscalp us. No way they can. I'll challenge anyone from Wall Street right now, live. Let's go. We'll scalp 30-second candles, 10-second candles, 1 minute. I don't give a shit. You can use any technology, computers, high frequency trading, copy trading. I don't give a shit. I will trade live against you, human being, against all your robotics and all your computers, and I will outperform you. Why? Because I'm faster than you. Believe it or not, I can out maneuver you a lot faster than you think. So we can pick up on what they're doing, right? The only way that they're beating us is because they can see our stop losses. That's it. They can see literally where all the pending orders are. If me and you could see that, this game would be, it wouldn't even be fair, you know what I mean? So okay, let's let them have it. Okay, they can see our pending orders, no problem. We can see the pending orders too. How? You got to watch where the body of volume hasn't been tapped. Okay, so it came in here, back down, came in there, place a line right there. Okay, and you see there tweezer top highs at Comex and going into 8:30 news. Okay, then they dropped it right back down. It came up, and look at this big body candle at 8:40 that closed, and look at the next pullback. Pullback, pullback, pullback. Where? The wick. You know how I'm always, these red lines, these are my cut lines, like where I cut everything. So what is left of this big body candle? What's left? Do you guys see that there's a little meat left? Right there. Okay? Guys, I need to know that you understand this, because we're turning an entire live trading session into this, okay? But I know how important this is, so we can chill out a little bit and learn this. Okay, so now that that's identified, do we trade right away? You can if you're continuing to follow the volume up here. But for patient and disciplined traders that want to make a living out of this and not just stress out every single day, this is how we need to learn how to do this. You've established now a big part of that candle that has not been transacted in. So those are still pending orders that never got filled. You see, they were waiting to get filled, but the market stopped right there and went away from them. Okay, so what we do is when you figure out something, all you have to do is stretch it into the future, into the future. How far do you want to stretch it? You see we're trading right up here right now, 3,309. I'm looking down here at 32.93. This has nothing to do with the current price. But what I'm doing is I'm getting myself ready for a possible buy in the market. So when the volume closes above, what color is this zone? I'm just showing you a neutral box right now. But what I do is I make a green. A green, to me, visually means that it's where the buyers are, okay? So if I stretch it into the future, now you can start to see what the market did. It pushed up, it came back down. Did it come in here and trigger at this time? No. There was a lot of demand. So it continued to push up for new highs, pulled back, higher low, and then right there, here's Wall Street now. Wall Street made the highs, and they brought it right back down. Came back up, 1025, all the way back down. And look at, we got a 4-bar pattern consolidation. Okay, so it consolidated right there, right? So this is where it was the battle. Came down in there. Look at right in that untapped zone with a wick and came and closed right there. Next one came back down in there. 2 bottoms in there. Came back up and closed right there. Next one went up a little bit. Bullish it opened. Came back down in the green box. Closed right in there. So this is where the clue is. When the sellers brought it right back down, closed it near the low, this should have broke bearish and started to drop down in here if the bears were in control. This is telling me that the bulls are still in control. It came in here one more time and they brought it and they kind of engulfed it. And then look at the continuation coming out of here. So you got basically like a double bottom with 4 bars here where it came down, it went back up, it came down. The double bottom is the more powerful leg. There's your in 4 bars, and then there's your breakout. Okay, but if you had a signal or something to let you know that it's coming back in this zone, or you had a pending order, you would have been filled and you're in profit. Okay, and or if you're waiting in here, if you're not comfortable selling the market, it's coming back to a pullback area, which is a really good area to maybe entertaining some buys. Okay, and you can see how we moved away from it. We came back up, but you see in the red box, they're still pushing it down, coming down again, going back up. So we're still trading like right inside here. So will it come back down in here? If it does, I may entertain another buy in there, okay, at this area. But right now, since then, it's been pushing up, pulling back. Do we have a 5-minute supporting area? Yes. If we use kind of our red line right there, we've got a little bit of 5-minute support right now in the market, still holding this. But every single wick is lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. So it is still pushing down. It's still, whoops, I didn't want to use that. It's still pushing down right here. Okay, it's still pushing down, but we may have a potential to break out of this. Okay, it looks like it wanted to. It looked like an inverted head and shoulder where it came down back up inside here and maybe wants to break out. Okay, so if we do break out, do we have a 5-minute structure? Yes. Look at the most recent bodies right there. Got a body, a wick, and a wick. Okay, so we are still trending down, and we still have a lot of resistance above us on gold. So they could easily, look at it. It's coming, it came up. There's the neckline. It's coming back up. If they kind of maybe fake break it out here, and then they kind of drop it back down, there's your M top, double top, maybe with a fake out. Come back down here, break this, and then they drop it back down into here. And then we'll test to see if these buyers are still in the market, or are they going to break it down? And then this would be a better buy down in here, right? This would be a good one, but it's not as strong as this one. This is a yellow line here at 32.85. This is a daily point of interest. This one is just structure that was built in the market earlier at 10:30, 10:40 this morning. Okay, so then you know which ones are more premium areas. Okay, this one is more premium than this one. Okay, so let's just watch what is going on with gold. Let's add some EMAs. The 9. Okay, so the 9 is right inside here. We're right at the 9, just a little bit above it. The 200 is right down here. So if it does break, maybe we catch the 200, then we're down 3,300. That's the hourly support. That's a good area to maybe step in as a buy. And then we add the SST Scalper Pro. So it had a sell that was printed earlier this morning, and right now again it's got a sell signal. Okay, but does that mean we just enter now because we got sell signal? Maybe I'd like to see if structure will break here. Maybe I need to see one more bearish leg coming down because the buyers are still pushing it up. This could be like a false signal. Right now it's sell because maybe we need to wait for it to come in here. But that's how it is gold trading right now. Let's leave gold right here. Guys, can you just pick one quickly of either Nasdaq or US 30? I want to go 2 charts today. Nasdaq or US 30. You guys pick. I don't care which one. Nasdaq. Okay, 3 of you guys, 4 of you guys. Wow. Okay, let's do Nasdaq. Okay, so sorry for all of that, guys. That took a while, but I really want you guys to understand like these kind of gap zones and things like that, fair values, all of those things. It's very important. NQ, we got it. We'll do it. Yep. Okay, guys. So thank you everyone on YouTube for joining. Sorry, apologies for when the call started. I had issues with yesterday we had a severe thunderstorm, like a tornado watch. We had hail that drew size of golf balls. Like my car got dented and everything. And the entire power shut off here. It couldn't get it going for a couple hours. A transformer blew out in the neighborhood. So I'm surprised I even got internet today to get started. But it was a crazy, crazy hailstorm. I haven't seen anything like that in years. Okay, so let's just watch right now. Before we get to Nasdaq, gold is making a move. So you see how it's a shooting star candle that came right back in there and pushing it back down. Okay, so now we're going to trade back in here. But every time we come in here, we had that big rejection back out. Okay, so there's the break. This is an impulse break, creating a new low below this little support zone. We've got 30 seconds left in it. So let's see how this candle will close and how it will finish. Okay, so again, it came down there where to like that 200 EMA. So got a little bit of a bounce. Where is it going to close? Is it going to close in the green box? Will it close below it? Will the buyers flip this candle coming back up? Okay, so here's the close in 10 seconds. Okay, so it did close below. So real quickly, what I do is just to see for a quick retest is I make that zone red now because the candle did physically close below. Okay, so is it going to come back in and retest? That's what I'm waiting for. See how the candle's flipping blue and then they're pushing it right back down? So this could be a break of the 200 and start to trade back down in here. But maybe I could get a pullback, like a rejection of here. It's still this doji candle. It still could break now because it's been testing. Um, okay, I'm gonna go into sell. Okay, and my stop loss now will be above that red line up here in case it comes back in. I still want to be protected kind of by that trend line, the red zone. So I'm putting my stop loss just above those previous high wicks. Okay, and I'm still below the hourly resistance right there. And what I'm looking for is to break this 3,300 and maybe it to come back down and trade into this green zone in here. Okay, and then what I do is I measure the entire move ahead of time so I know what I'm looking for. So if it comes down, let's just say it trades into 50% of that blue candle right there. So what I do is I put the cutter line right there at 50%, 32.96 and 50 cents. So if it just drops right into there to about there, that's 50 pips. So if we just come right and trade right into 50% of that blue candle right there, we can net ourselves 50 pips approximately. But that's when I will definitely be reducing my risk in the trade if it goes down there. Even if it goes down 30 pips coming down in here, I can start to reduce my risk. You don't have to go to break even right away. You can just lower it maybe to the top of that red box. You've still significantly reduced your capital in there. If we can get the full move coming down to this green box where we had that, that's 80 pips, where you had this play where all those buyers were. So let's just see what could happen here. And also how this bar will close. Okay, so I kind of walked into this trade, like as we were going to get ready to do Nasdaq, I saw that it got rejected up there. It was coming down. It closed below. I was waiting to sell a pullback. It wasn't there. It just kept, it was this doji candle that just kept in there. So, I went with it. I know that it could also come right back up and then go back down. That could be if you're learning how to position trade to add another position if you get it. But let's see. So half the candle is gone, 2.5 minutes to go. We're breaking that hourly support, that white line, that 3,300. So if we can close below it with some bearish volume, we could maybe continue trending down with single bars coming down here, depending if we can close below here. Okay, so that's what just happened there. You see when it came in and it flicked like that? Okay, that hit a big order of buyers. So like a big pending order came in and got filled. Okay, but it came right back up. That was that spike there. Okay, so it is at an hourly support area, so there is going to be some buying volume there. But then when it comes back up, you just got to go through the volume again. So when it came back up, did the candle flip blue? No, not yet. So the sellers are still absorbing that big order and they're slowly coming back down. So it's telling me that they've absorbed a portion of that order with a minute 10 left to go. So we're going to see if the sellers can maintain this and push it down, or are the buyers going to flip it and come and trade more into the supply zone. Okay, so it's also, you got to follow the entire volume of the candle. So we are pushing down now. So we're coming back where that big buy came in, and maybe we can engulf that and continue pushing down, and then we put them to think about where their stop loss is. Because if a big huge buyer came in there, I guarantee you their stop loss is right below 50% of this body of this candle, or maybe just right below these lows down in here. So we want to continue to get it down here to force them into drawdown. 30 seconds to go. So we got, again, the bearish volume coming back down. Again, where's the close? That's why that white line is so critical. Can we close below it? Is it going to close right above it? If you close like right at it, the next candle could open bullish, ignited, and come right back up. So you see, every time it came down there, it's coming right back up. So here's the close. Can we close it below the 200 EMA, that purple line? You know, if you're an indicator trader, that's and then we got our 9 coming down. So it may come back up, and then we might get a bearish crossover over here. So you see how it opened, what I just said? It opened ignited green right at that white line, hourly. So you see it's still holding hourly buyers here. Now it's coming up strong, okay? So this could be the retest of the zone up here, this red zone. Your 9 EMA is exactly right in the middle of the zone. So we'll see how it performs up here. If it gets rejected, this could be a bullish engulfing candle that could come back in here. That's why my stop loss is I'm giving it a little room to breathe, right? Remember, we have not transacted in this red box yet, in this red zone yet. Is Trump talking? I don't know if he's talking. I know he's talking at 8 p.m. later tonight. Trump's talking all day, every day. Okay, so we're trading now right in this red zone. Okay, so now we got to see, can it hold in here? Yeah, it sucks trading if Trump is talking. Shit like this happens. Not much I can do. I didn't know when he was talking. If that is what is going on, but still, I still follow still the technicals of the candles and everything, no matter who's talking. Cabinet, yeah, it doesn't matter to me. I know it sucks watching a bullish candle when you're in a sell. It does suck, let me tell you. So you see where the direction changed right out here at that 3,300 at that hourly support. Okay, it did change, momentum change right there. That's why I was saying if this bearish candle, if it could close below there, that would have changed the structure of the depth of market significantly. But buyers brought it right back up. They closed. That's why I was saying the next bars could be very well be a bullish ignited bar coming right back up at that hourly support. So what happened there now is it's coming right through. It had enough volume to cut right through that red zone. We're trading back up here. So I want to see now where will it close. If it does close bullish above here, unfortunately, I got to make that red zone green, and then we could be coming back up to test the trend line, maybe start to fill some of these wicks. That's why maybe, I got to manage my trade here because it is in drawdown, and because it could very well turn very bullish and keep going up. Unless the sellers in the next minute can bring it back down, cool this volume off, close it inside the red zone or below, and then maybe start a bearish bar coming back down. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see how this body closes up here. Okay, and then we got 40 seconds to go. Sorry guys, I didn't get a chance to go on Nasdaq yet, but I'll get to it. This is an important bar, so we really, really have to see how it closes. We got 30 seconds to go. Okay, so they impulsively broke it above there. Okay, it is technically a lower high below that bearish body. They are pushing it back down. That's what I said. We got to watch to see, will it close in the red box below, or will the buyers close it above? They're pushing it down. Volume is below your 9 EMA. Okay, so it is technically, sellers are there, but still big bullish body. Okay, so it did close in the red zone. They opened it ignited green. So you know what I always do? Like, for example, even if I was in a buy, I'd like to see if it would fill that wick and produce a new high. So I'm opposite right now. I'm in a sell. So I want to see maybe a lower high being produced, which there is a lower high. It's also at the top of the red box, which is good. If we can keep the selling pressure in the red box and maybe get that next leg to come back down in here. Okay, but you see it's still bullish. The candle has not flipped bearish yet. Okay, still, see there, it almost did. It was still blue, it's still ignited. So when it came down, it was ready to go bearish. It came right back up, just like right now. You see how it's basically almost like a gravestone doji there. So you see how they flipped it now. So now there's no more bullish open. They took them out, okay? And we got a lower high exactly right in the red. So if we can continue to come down, you know, we still could get that continuation to the downside. This was just another lower high, but we got to continue with the selling pressure to come down and maybe engulf a little bit more than 50% of this bullish candle. Because you can see when I put like a cut line of that big bullish candle, 50% is right there. Exactly what it just retested, and now it's coming back up bullish. So this could definitely be changing the direction of the market. Turning bullish now, but we still have to watch this area above us right up here. Right here, see these bodies? Body, body. We still got a lower high and a lower high. So we got the spin top now. So you see that the sellers were in control. They brought it down right at 50% there. The buyers came right back in. And now we got this tug of war in this red zone right below the 9 EMA. So we're in this traffic zone now where there's a lot of congestion. And then this is also where you can reduce your risk. You can get out of the trade if you don't like the setup. You know, you don't have to stay either to TP or to stop loss. Okay, if you don't like it, like it's not looking good, close it right now. You can take a smaller loss. You got to learn how to do that as a trader. If you take a trade one-sided and it's not working out and you don't like it, then you know just lower your risk, exit maybe 50% of it or close it. I tend to do everything after bodies close and are confirmed, but sometimes I see it came down still bullish. The sellers had a chance to break it down there. The buyers are strong. So now we're testing that trend line. So now it's looks like a bullish higher low. Fuck, at that 3,300 right there where it came down, back up right there. That's that higher low. You know, and then now they're bringing it right back up. So this is where you could have that natural move, but I am still bearish on this. Like I could see it breaking here and then they slam it down. Okay, that's just me, but I can't risk that much on that trade. And it's going to be noon right now. So we got an hourly open in 50 seconds. And if this closes strong, you can see how it's being made. Okay, that line will represent 50% of the volume. It will come back down, maybe retest this at the trend line and continue to go up to stop loss. The sellers got to come in strong now and take it into noon. If they don't, myself and other sellers will be cooked on this. Okay, so it did close above. Again, ignited bar. So it looks like it could take out the highs, come after all these stops up here, unless the sellers can do something now. They got to come in hard. Like this is the time, right at noon, that they need to come down and bring it down and maybe get it back below here. If not, this is too much bullish structure being built now. This is now a green zone. Yeah, so my issue, guys, was I was selling at that hourly, just right below the hourly structure. I had the Scalper Pro sells. I was trying to go down with the lower high structure, but we got a trend break. Sucks. Today's been an overall shitty day, I think, for the entire SST. It's been a tough day today. Okay, so I'll verbally tell you guys when I get stopped out here. Adrian, it's a tough day. Yeah, it is. You were bearish all day. You took 3 L's in a row. That was kind of shitty day. Tomorrow's a new day, a new month. Yeah, you're right, man. It happens. It happens to every trader. Okay. Um, I don't know why people get too caught up in it. You take an L, you take an L. But let's learn from it. I'm learning right now. My issue was I got in on the sell, looking for it to close below that hourly support. And it didn't. It was coming down there nicely. Could have closed, and then we would have got that push, and we wouldn't even have this conversation right now. But I can't close the volume. The volume closes when it wants, where it wants. It closed above. That's what I said. We are going to have a bullish ignited bar right here, opening, and it did. And when it came, it got rejected back down. It closed in the red zone, and then it opened bearish again, and it was coming down. But you see how it came down to 50% of this strong green candle, and then I got this coming right back up. It closed again. It retested it and came all the way up there. You see where my stop is? My stop was just up. I'm still in this. I'm in drawdown, yes, but you got to get the sellers now to flip this and start to close it below here. Get it back down in this descending triangle to hope that it could push back down. But you got a lot of bullish structure that it's fighting. It's holding the trend line. It's holding the 9 EMA. It's holding the green zone. It's got the 200. So this definitely is bullish. And now, see when it came down, coming right back up, this is when I'm getting ready to get out. Because it could break right through here. So I got less than 50 seconds to stay in this trade or I'm getting stopped out. So let's see if a big seller can come in and protect these highs. Okay, and here's the close in 10 seconds. So I'm still live, guys. It is in drawdown. Sorry about this. Let's see here. Okay, so they did have a little bit of a push down, still got the bullish body still, okay? And the next bar opened ignited, okay? But quickly they rejected it. Sellers should be able easily to engulf this body and bring it back down. I'm just going to lower this to, okay, so you know when you see a wick and there's like a fair value zone, like right in here, this is where some buyers are still pending right in here. Right there. I'll get rid of that red line and show you they're right there. So in order to continue to push this thing down, you got to get through this green block right here. And it's ignited, coming, filling the wick. And I don't want to continue this if I get stopped out here. Okay, that's it, guys. I'm stopped out. That's it. And this is what I could see happening. It drives into here, and then they drop it down. But fuck. Oh, the markets are not that crazy. It's one of those days, guys, you know. Don't take it like it's. If you had a tough day trading, it like prior to even this with me, it's it happens, guys. It happens. You know, it happens. I have a bad day too. Dave has a bad day. Snipers have a bad day. It's normal. It happens. Okay, but don't get too caught up in it. If you're not over leveraged, you're okay, right? Some of you guys have a 3 strike rule. If that's 1 strike, well, what are we getting worried about? You know, we can easily come back. So just don't get too caught up in that because it will ruin your emotions. Okay, I'm just going to go on Nasdaq, start maybe with a fresh chart, and we can go from there. Okay, so Nasdaq now, starting with the daily. Okay, so I'm just going to go through this quickly. Okay, I'm not even going to touch some zones that are not even in play. Okay, so I just want to just get a bigger picture here. So on the daily, what's going on? It came down, okay? Yes, it did come all the way down there, but right here, localized volume, came back up. There's that resistance, that neckline, came back down. It's kind of like that trade we just took, like kind of shorting right there, and it didn't happen. It's same shit, guys. That same 5-minute gold sell looks exactly like this. And then I was in a sell, and then it came back up with that higher low, and now it actually broke and closed above. It's consolidating and ready to maybe continue to go to the upside. Okay, so that's what we got going on Nasdaq right now on the daily. So what we got to do is figure out what's going on inside here. Okay, 50% of this big bearish candle. .5 yellow line. You can do a little bit above, a little bit below, just to get your zone, which is right there. Okay, so you can see they are trading in it. It's still bearish, but we're coming back in the green zone, and it's coming right back up. So we're consolidating. Blue, bearish. Bullish, bearish. What happened today? Okay, so if we do break out, possibly fill to that wick into these bodies. Definitely have a point of interest somewhere right around here. Okay. And then yesterday, let's just follow yesterday's volume. It opened, got a higher low, higher low, higher low. All these wicks are in that green demand zone, which was the former resistance supply neckline. But with the body closing above, you can see how it's acting as support. Coming back up, they pushed it back down. Yesterday we opened, came back up, made that high, closed. Today, look at today's candle on Nasdaq. Okay, the wick is representing exactly 0.5 of that bearish body. So I'm just going to change this to purple, just to show us that that's today's daily high and in a very important area of that block. So it opened bearish all day. It was bearish, bearish, bearish. Holy, came all the way down, started coming all the way down. And look it traded into 50% of this big body candle right there. Like if you get your Fibonacci from the open close, I guarantee you that's 50% right there. Okay, I'm not even going to do it because I can see it. And then when it came down here, it came back up, came back up, came back up, and this is the volume now. So it's still a bearish engulfing candle currently, engulfing still. So if we come back up, what is a good point of interest? Where these two bodies are, a body and a body. Let's just place a yellow line here. Just give us heads up if it gets there that we could see something happen here. That's 19,386. We're still below it. So if it comes back up, we'll see what happens here. Can they flip it a little more? Yeah. If they do, maybe we come down to the red box, then to the purple line, then back up there. But right now they're pushing it down. If we continue coming down, maybe it's going to target right here where we've got a body and a body. That could be another area where it could come down to and gain support at 19,250 right there. And if it continues to go down, just look at your wick, a wick, a wick, pick a spot or go right in the middle or go to a psychological number, which is 150. It's right there. Okay, if you just go to 150, it'll do the work for you. Okay, there's 150. It's done the work. It's a little bit above this one. It's a little bit below that one. It's got that one, you know, and then these are kind of equally separated. And then it might come down to the low of the day. Okay, so we do still have bearish volume, but it's consolidating. Still could flip and go back up. But let's see on the hourly now. Okay, so big drop when 8 a.m. GDP news. Come all the way down when Wall Street. Tweezer bottom lows when 10 a.m. Come back up and trading right back into here. So you've got a V recovery. Where's the neckline? Where do you think the neckline is? Well, right here, where it kind of broke. So what I'm saying is the neckline here, where it was holding as support, was right here. Those bodies, right? Bring it across. That would have been a green zone. But right now it's red. So if I go the same distance down, right there, there's my hourly zone. That's what we're trading in right now. Okay, so it did come in here and they're pushing it down. Now if it comes down, I can see this is a big hourly candle. Where's 50% of it? Right here, 50%. Hourly, right? Okay, so what I can do is show you the hourly zone. A little bit above, a little bit below. There's the hourly zone. See, that's like previous trade. I was trying to sell into that where I should have been buying. I'm going to get rid of this big green zone so you don't get confused. So you can see the hourly structure. Okay. If we come down here, we know it's bullish zone, but we still got to maybe trade inside this. So what do we got going on the last few hours? It's very bullish. We haven't came back in here, so it might sell back down into here and go right back up. If we can close below here, it might start to drop a little further down. Okay, so let's go into the 5 minutes and look at what's going on here. Okay, so there was that big drop, bottomed out. Okay, key neckline that on the 5 minutes was right here, like a point of interest. That's where it was. Resistance, body closed above, all those retests continued to drive up. Now we're consolidating right in here. Okay, that's that hourly green zone. So it came in here into the red zone. They rejected it back down. So we'll see we're coming down. Again, it's too choppy. It's too choppy. It's coming down, going back up. Coming down, might go back up. So this one, we got to wait it out. We got to see what's going on here. I'm just going to draw a line where I see some 5 minute supporting structure, like right here. Okay, there was a wick there, a body, a wick there. So we're going to see if we're going to continue to close below this. Okay, so that's Nasdaq. Let's add a few indicators. 9, we're at the 9, 200, 200 is right there. Okay, RSI is going down, This is when it was deep oversold. Holy shit. It was down to 10, like less than 10 but it kept falling, falling, falling. And then you can see that low and that low created this divergence, but took a while. Like that's deep. You would be in deep drawdown, okay? But finally came out of there, and now we're seeing it come back down maybe, or just cool off and go back up. Okay, and then let's keep these two side by side. Nasdaq on the right, and we got gold on the left. Okay, so that's where I got my stop loss taken out. It did come a little higher, up below that hourly, pushed it back down. So it is still, they're still trying to push it. Now what I see is I know it's going to be a lot of zones, guys, I'm sorry. But right there, you know, you got a double top on the fives. My stop loss was like right above here. So it came up, back down, and it came up. So now we're at that second top. Are they going to bring it back down? And Nasdaq too. If you're selling again into that green zone, that's kind of what I was doing with gold. I was selling into the green zone, and then that's when it came back up. So same situation with Nasdaq. If you're in a sell and it's coming down in that green zone, you know you're still counter trading this overall higher trend. I was trying to go down with this, like this high from Wall Street. We got a lower high, kind of traded in there. They pinned it down. Right here, this was holding as a lower high. So that's why I thought maybe this was going to go down, maybe travel down in here, either bottom out there or create a new low and continue dropping. It didn't work out, so it's still inside here. Yep, markets are choppy this time right now. Very difficult to trade. Just reduce your risk when you're trading. If you know it's like this, okay, so Nasdaq came, just looking at these wicks, it came down, back up, came down, closed above. It came all the way in there at that 200 in in that red zone at that daily point of interest. They pushed it all the way back down. This body closed below that 5 minute structure. It opened, came and retested back down. Still, like all of those are those tweezer bottom lows, all three of those wicks. So it's still holding right there above all of this hourly support. So we're going to see if it will come back up, maybe close blue above here. Maybe we'll get that next continued push up here, or the selling pressure is going to try to take out these lows and trade more deeper into the green box here. Maybe can look for like a pullback buy if it comes in here at that white line. I'm just going to place an alert here just to remind if it comes in there. And then you see the zone that's being built here on Nasdaq right here, just right under here, right here. There's a little block right here. You got a bullish ignited candle still opening on gold. It's still strong, still strong. I'd like to see the reaction it will get in here at 33.15, right in there. I would see that reaction if it gets in there. I think this could be getting ready for like a second leg to maybe break bearish down here. What do you guys think? You think we could see something like this where it came up the one top, two hard rejections, coming back down. Okay, hourly support 3,300, coming back up, rejection. If they can kind of continue to reject this move, bring it down here, it may come back down, but still strong. Holy. Okay, and if this bar closes bullish above here, ignore all of that. Then it could be building to come back up here. Nasdaq now is breaking down. I'm gonna get maybe a little alert here. As it comes down in there, I might be looking for a potential buy in this green zone at that white line around 19,295 or anywhere around there. It comes deep down in here. And then I'm buying the pullback on this strong trend up coming down in here. Maybe if it can hold in here and then get its next maybe leg coming back up. But it'll give me an alert. It could get a wick, but also I could wait for the candle bar to close because it could come a little further deep down, you know. So, and gold is breaking out. So if it closes above there, it could be really bullish. Okay, and then maybe if I get in one more trade, I'm going to try one more trade this afternoon. Okay, 90 seconds to go. So gold came up to that hourly white line and they're pushing it down. So keep an eye on how this candle bar will close as well for gold. Okay, you'll probably hear an alert if, yep, when it taps in there. Okay, with 60 seconds to go. So it just came, sold into that hourly point of interest, the white line, right in this hourly demand zone, right into it. Okay, so let's see how the reaction we get, how the body closes. Gold, large rejection at that hourly. Okay, so that alert you just heard was hitting that. So sometimes when I'm at my trade station, you know, if I was doing other stuff, I see now I got alert. I come check the chart. I see, okay, we got a big bearish candle coming back down where they pinned it coming down. 15 seconds to go. Will it close above, below? Um, will it build in here? Will they continue to break it down? Here's the close. Okay, so it closed right at the white line. Um, okay, it's bearish, ignited. Could break. It could definitely come back up, but this could be bearish sign. Like it could really break down. Okay, so now it got a little wick coming in. Okay, will it flip the candle bullish? If it does, maybe I'll look to buy that. Okay, see it came up just a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna buy now. Okay, and then what I'm looking for is to come back up to trade into the red box and my stop loss. Okay, that would be a, I'm not going to keep it all the way down there, but maybe just allow it to trade into the green box and fill and get and build in there. And maybe my stop will be below this wick, like right over here. Also targeting maybe 50% of this bullish candle, like right there. Just want to place my wick just below it, or my stop just below it. Okay, and then I want to see if it can build in here. If it builds, I may add my another position to be my third position for this session. If it can build, okay, and come back, maybe push up, pull back, maybe like a double bottom somewhere in here. If I'm still in this trade, who knows? We'll see. Maybe this is really bearish. Gold is just too choppy inside here. I would avoid it. Wait for a bigger move, maybe in this bigger red zone, or if you get some confirmed candles. Okay, so we got a good rejection. It did break the hourly zone, but still good flip coming back up. 3 minutes to go. So remember, the sellers could still push this thing down. We are coming up like a hammer to test maybe, you know, the previous support, maybe turn to resistance now. We also want to follow how the bar closes. But we got a good initial push in this green box. But there's still a lot of selling volume above us. I think I like the sell on gold, guys. I'm telling you my honest opinion. I really like the sell on gold. I think this whole structure is going to break down. Do you guys care if I take another trade, or is it too much? Am I too aggressive? I just want you guys to maybe see a different perspective. I think because like this hourly is holding. They did break it there. They did push it down. The only thing is there's no new lower lows. That's what's holding the market still up. There's a lot of, you know, there's no new lower lows. That's what's killing the sellers right now. They don't have enough volume to create some new lower lows. Okay, so 90 seconds. Let's just watch Nasdaq how it will close. And then this one is just like a minor block. Remember, this one was just built right here, like going into noon. This would be the bigger one. So sellers should easily be able to cut through this zone and come down here. But they haven't even penetrated in this zone yet. So it came down and then they're bringing it right back up. So it's still, guys, you have to be careful. I would just leave this. I know I was itching to trade gold right now and get back in, but it's not right timing. Still, it's coming down and going back up. Okay, so we have a bullish pin bar spin top candle right now, but the volume, you see how it's concentrated where the white line is? Remember the white line was hourly support. So we did come down, but the volume, again, where is it closing relative to that white line? Is it closing above it, below it, at it? Exactly. So see how all the volume now is concentrated right at this exact white line, which is 19,295, 19,300. And then again, the sellers are bringing it back down. They might close it below these bodies. Yeah, gold is teasing. Gold is a teaser today. Okay, so we did close with bearish volume right below that hourly structure. See how it can just kill momentum when that happens? Had this had came and closed blue, even with just a little bit, even if it was a bullish spin top candle, just having that little bit of blue volume close above an hourly resistance, it can completely change the depth of market. You wouldn't even believe how much it would change the depth of market. So in this situation, the sellers closed it below. So that's why we're getting this next bar coming back down, because they closed it with conviction below there. And now it's going to come to take out that low. So the buyers now have to step in and create a higher low or an equal low, because if they lose this, then the market will easily drop to find where the next tranche of buyers are. And for the 5 minutes, here's your point of interest. They should be stepping in right here at this red line. Okay, so they were not there. Now, are they going to be right here? Can they bring it back up right here with the sellers not continuing to go back down? So they're there, okay? So you see how we found them? They're here at the body to body. So they stepped in. And you see how they're pushing it back up? But the sellers are still in control. See, when we come in, they're pushing it back down. Okay, where will it close? You know, this is the game you got to play. Like studying candlesticks and things like that. Yes, the buyers are coming in where they need to come in, but we got a lot of selling pressure above us. So you see how they pushed it all the way back up, and then now the sellers are in control, bringing it all the way back down. So if we lose this, that's the last level, 50% of that bullish candle. If they're not there, see why I'm going to get stopped. Like that's my final stop. I'm not going to sit and hold a trade breaking a daily position and then it continues to tank. Like, you know, I've given it more room, enough room to breathe. But the buyers are not there. Well, they're there, but they're not closing with conviction. And I do know what I normally do. Like I waited for the pullback to come into the daily point of interest right there. And it's just, you know, it came back up, but they just couldn't close it. They closed it above, we would probably have this leg coming right through here. But, you know, so they got to come a little deeper. So they took out the low there, right? They took out that. They created new lower low. We got the buyers stepping in again, but we've got new lower lows in the market with no new higher high yet. So it's in a downtrend. Okay, so we got 90 seconds. We got to wait for the close. I'd like to see if they can close it back in this green zone, if they can. And if gold closes above here, guys, all bets are off. It could just cut right through here. Could be a bullish move. And there's a lot of sellers in here. There's a lot of sellers. So there's a lot of stops above in this red zone. So gold is still really, really strong. Closing above here, it could cut right through here. And looks like a bullish move that started all here at that 3,300 hourly support. Um, Man, you can see how the market can shift in a heartbeat. Like it was coming down nicely, a lot of rejections. I sold down in there, looking for it to close below there, and it reversed hard and came right back up, and they're still very strong. And we got a good reply. We got a good answer from the buyers down there. But again, it's where and how it closes. So it's still got a heavy bearish body coming all the way down to the bottom near the close. If it closes below here, the green unfortunately has to go red. And the buyers are in supply now. They've lost this depth of market momentarily. Sucks. So now when they're coming back up now, they don't have the luxury of having that green box in there, of having hourly buyers help them, because they've lost control. So now the sellers are coming in here. So you know when it's coming back up, you're now engaging in more sellers. The delta volume is more selling pressure. Whereas we had delta positive volume. If we could have just got back in there, we have the support of hourly buyers. Now we don't. So now you can see how momentum can now shift direction right now. So if the buyers now are for real, they need to come in here and cut through this strong with conviction. Otherwise, it's just going to be another lower high, and you're coming into sellers, and they're going to continue to come down and take out this low and come down for the daily point of interest down here. And here, see how this now zone flipped? Now, all of those sellers that were banking on this area of supply have lost it. So now this, while I'm speaking, is accumulating pending buyers now. The buyers that are missing this run right now, they want to get in at 3,310 instead of 3313, 14. So they're all piling their orders in here. And you see now, it tested the red box, and now it's a shooting star candle coming down. So if they cannot come in, I'm going to get now stopped out of Nasdaq, because now the market has shifted structure. What is it? Is it contagious when it's a shitty day for everybody? Does it just roll through everybody? Oh man. Oh, I hope it's not contagious. When we're having a bad day, it just goes to everybody. Okay, but hopefully we get a nice big strong answer. Again, it's a nice beautiful bullish candle. You know what I'm saying? There's conviction. Yeah, there is conviction there, but how will it close? Okay, this is, I know it can come up here and tease us and go all the way right back down, but I'm right back in the money, but that's not what I wanted. I didn't give it this much of a stop loss just to get out for just a few pips. Okay, I'm really targeting to break this supply, and that's what hopefully this candle can close with volume above here. I can already see 50%. I can already flip my red box green. I can already see the depth of market now changing after they swept the low liquidity. And then if it comes back, pulls back in here, now I got my hourly buyers interested again to take this shit to new highs up here. Okay, I'm not like, guys, let me just manage this trade and walk you through it, okay? I'm waiting for this full body to close no matter what, okay? I'm not even going to a break even. I don't give a shit right now, okay? I didn't take this trade just for a break even. I was in drawdown, so I really want to go with this body to see where it will close. If it can close above here, the game is changing now. Okay, so I'm gonna let it do its thing, and then I'll continue in the next 90 seconds. Okay, but that is moving 30 pips up to here, okay? See, normally I would be going to a break even on any other day, but I know that this trade could come all the way right back down and tag me at break even, and I don't want that. I want to ride with this volume. If it can start to come up here, yes, then I will be reducing my risk in the trade. But you guys do your thing. I really want to see how this is going to close. Okay, and there's gold trading in that red box again and could be coming down. So if it closes below here, oh, I'm itching to trade gold. Okay, last 30 seconds. Let's watch this. Okay, this is a big body candle. There's no doubt about that. It's already engulfed. 1, 2, 3, 4 bars. We've came right up to the supply. Can we drive for a new higher high and close above there? Holy shit, this is a strong candle. So let's ride this thing. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, gold is dropping too. Okay, I like that sell on gold. I'm not gonna lie. I liked it earlier, but just wasn't materialized now. Let's watch this. Close. Okay, so closed in the red zone. It's still red zone. Short wick. Can we get an ignited bar quickly and just to break for a new high and just come out of here? Okay, any pullbacks? Okay, so red zone is back to green. Go through the motions. Okay, hourly position is still the white line. We're above the hourly position in this. Okay, so yes, definitely it could pull back down in here, but we got a nice close. So we got momentum to maybe continue to drive where? Next local area to clear is right here. Body, 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 body. 19,355. So if we can drive up to there, we can turn this trade into 60 pips up there. And I'd like to see buyers attack this area with all of this volume, with not even with a pullback. I'd like to see if they can do it right now, like right now in this candle. No, see, they're weak, so it just lost that momentum coming back down. So now it's still in that little zone. It's still building. Can we build without coming down to the 9 EMA or 50%? So you see how it just got, again, another order of buyers. Okay, step in, but coming, but there. Now I'd like to see the follow through of this volume come right up to that red line without a pullback. I want to continue what I was saying. I want to continue with the momentum of this volume, continuing to push. So it's still building in here. I can't flip the red zone to green until I get an official body close above. And then if it comes up to here, to this red line, up 60 pips, I'm going to start to reduce my risk. I'm not coming to a break even automatically because look where the hourly point of interest is. I want to keep my stop just a little bit below it, just in case this shit comes back. I don't want to get stopped out at break even and then it goes without me, okay? So I'm just going to, I'll reduce my stop significantly, but I'm going to still have maybe 5-10 pip stops on this. I don't want to get taken out at break even on this trade. Unless we're trading in this red zone up here at this daily point of interest and we're up like 100 pips, then yes, definitely. Okay, and we got 2 more minutes. So it did come up with high right up to these bodies right here. So I was looking for it to come up a little higher. See where the sellers are holding it down right there. Okay, I was looking to come to the higher zone up here. So they failed. They failed. They failed miserably. They had just a few more points to go back up. They failed. Okay, to me, that's a failed breakout move. And you can see it. Kind of impulsively broke out. Okay, you know when we're talking about impulse candles? That was an impulse breakout and they failed. Now it's coming back down with 90 seconds to go. So they got a higher low. Can the buyers bring it back up? Where are they going to close it? Is this bearish volume going to close below? Then next leg might be coming back down, right? But then we got to test our areas here. These are those retests. I'm disappointed in the buyers. You had full momentum. You had a full depth of market behind you. You had SST behind you, and you guys are weak right now. I'm just joking. Everything is determined when a body closes. We can talk all day for these 5 minutes, going up, down, sideways, hitting this, hitting a high, hitting a low, but the closure will tell you everything. And the close will be in 22 seconds. Okay, so it did close below, so it is still a red zone. So opened, coming back down. Where's 50% of that big bullish candle? Okay, so I know there's a lot of stuff going on my chart, but if we're just looking where 50% is, from where it opened and where it closed, 50% is right there. Okay, so we'll place a line just of that candle. I'll make it white, and then we'll get rid of this fib. Okay, so you can see 50% is right in there. It's right at my other hourly area. So what I can do is I can get rid of this green zone. Okay, just to show you what I'm doing here. So you see those two white lines now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go in my two white lines and show you right there. Okay, so that's where I bought in right there. So that's what I was saying. If I brought my stop loss to break even, you see I'm in that hourly zone. So that's why I said I want to just leave my stop loss just a little bit below it, just in case if it comes back in here, they get all those hourly pending orders and then go back up. Okay, so that is that hourly zone. Okay, so it did open bearish, come down. We're still holding, still coming back up. We could be flagging right here. A nice bull flag. I would welcome that right under a supply zone. Like if we can hold a consolidated volume in here and continue to maybe fill and then break out of here. Okay, so you got to kind of let the market do its thing in here. We're still fighting this. Now when I look at it, okay, are we trading into a double top? Okay, so this was the move that came up right there. That's why I was saying that those buyers failed miserably because they didn't break this red line. So when it came back down, that was that heavy drop. We came nice, a little bit below that hourly demand, but they did come in, and now we're flagging here. Okay, so a sideways flag has a high probability of breaking out, maybe filling that and then trading into here. That's what I'm hoping for. If we can get up and trade at this daily high position. Not daily high, sorry, daily point of interest. Okay, so there we had blue volume in there. It traded again in the red zone, got rejected, and now it's coming back down. Okay, now we're trading at the 9 EMA. And I also have this red line as a point of interest where it had a wick, a wick, a wick. So that's why that is a static supporting line. That's where we started with our triple bottom lows. And are we going to hold it or are sellers going to break it? Okay, it's coming right down to it, right where my cursor is. Okay, so it broke. It did create a new low compared to those. So now it may come right back into that hourly demand zone. If it comes in there, see how it broke and it came right back up? It's got a higher low. So it did pick up some big buyers coming back up that are not allowing it to come right now into the screen zone. So they are protecting the depth of market. An order just came in, pushing it up. But there's still 60 seconds to go. And where will this body close? How will it close? That's for us to figure out when it closes. Okay, so it's trading right back in that consolidated zone. It picked up some liquidity without breaking the structure below us. Can we get strong close? Can we get some blue volume? Remember what I was saying? Like just if that candle flipped blue right there, we would have maybe a completely different story. We would have probably been in profit and closed out the trade. But just having it close bearish like that significantly changes the depth of market. Same with this body. See how it came all the way back in there? It was blue, it was a pin bar, and then the sellers came in with this. It's very important to understand how bodies close and what volume, even if it's just a tiny bit, it still is very significant. Okay, so here's the close and the structure where they close it. Okay, closed black, it closed bearish. It's a bearish spin top. So the sellers are still in control with the volume here. And the next bar opened, ignited, and just started to fall. So is it going to hold that red line still that I have? That wick, that wick, that wick. Is it going to gain some support here? Yes, I did see it break, but they flipped it right back up. But can it continue to build and get some blue volume trading in here so that we can accumulate this flag again and continue to the upside? But right now, the buyers are going against a little bit of selling pressure. It's not like the end of the world, you know what I mean? There's still buyers. We're still respecting our hourly zone. They are coming in again. So we got that volume right back in that neutral zone, right back in the flag. But can they follow through? Like, can they break it out of here? Otherwise, it's just going to come up, get a wick, and go back down. And then, we're in that, like what gold is doing. Holy shit. Blue, red, black, blue, black, blue. Like I don't want that with Nasdaq. I want it to build and just drive through here. We're right back in the flag. Okay, we're right under that red supply zone. So we got a wick. There is still sellers present, but that was a nice healthy pullback. Now let's see if we can get that upside momentum, even if it's a impulse break. That's what we need right now. We need an impulsive break above here. We're already in the trade, so see you guys that failed attempt. They came up there and they got rejected again. It's kind of like a basketball game. When you keep driving on and they keep rejecting you and keep rejecting you. Don't you just want to slam and just posterize their ass and just... That's what we need from the buyers. Just slam these sellers. Like, just go hard. Impulse break right here. Make them think about their stop losses. We had to think about our stop loss down here. Now let's make the sellers think about their stop losses, right? That's how the game is played. I had to think about my stop loss when I was in drawdown holding down here. Let's see these sellers right here. If we come up here, let's see how they panic with their stop losses. And I will gladly go through there and take their liquidity. Just like I lost my liquidity on that gold trade. Someone took my liquidity. I know how the game is played. So now I'd like to see if we can go and grab some liquidity up here. Here's the liquidity. But if we can't get a breakout, an impulse, can we just get some volume to close just right above here? Man, the markets are tough today. Holy shit, these are tough. Look at gold. My goodness, like what is going on here? I'm going to make that as a neutral box. Remember the close, how important the close is. If we can't get a new high, okay, if the buyers can't push for a new high, just close it above the red box. I'm not asking for much. I would love to fill to that and make a high and come up here, but just if we can just close with some blue volume right here. 19,340. Can we just close with a little bit of blue volume so that we can get new traders asking to trade up here? "60 seconds to go." I'm in a buy on NQ. On a buy. I bought in, I bought in on this candle right here. I was in drawdown, back in profit, but I'm looking for the continuation to the upside. 30 seconds. Let's now follow into the close. I'm just going to remove this consolidated zone because it's insignificant now. The bigger play for gold will be in this red zone, or if it can start to break below here. Okay, here we go. 8 seconds into the close. We do have some nice big bullish volume right at the high. Okay, look at the high wick. Okay, where is it closing? It closed above. Let's go red to green quickly. Low wick. Make sure you understand that. Okay, so we are now, how did the candle open? It opened bearish engulfing. It just came down just a tiny bit. So with this momentum, we took out that. Now let's drive to take out this wick. Don't fail right now. Come on, buyers. Let's take this out, 19,347, 350, and just naturally drive up to this point of interest right up here. Okay, so that should be an easy fill up to here. Okay, there we go. Fill, fill. Don't show me tweezer top highs. Oh, I don't even want to see that lower high. Just confirm a break. Just confirm a new high. There we go. Okay, so let's continue. Again, okay, good. I was just about to say it was a tweezer top high, and then they punched it out. Okay, so at least we have confirmed a new higher high. Okay, so if we do lose our bullish volume, we're pulling back, but we could be pulling back into a demand zone. Okay, so we got that. We got this good demand here. Okay, so, but my target is to take out this point of interest over here. Gold, I don't even want to talk about gold right now, okay? Look at gold. It's shit right now. Let's look at Nasdaq right now. We're in a Nasdaq trade. Gold, wait for something to happen in this red zone, like a clue. Maybe it will come in there hard, like they buy, it will come in here, maybe get rejected hard, come back, close below that hourly white line, then you could get that sell-off, okay? Otherwise, if it closes strong above there, and we don't get that hard rejection, it could just continue driving through here and be bullish. I did say something. That's what I said about gold. If you don't understand what I said, there's nothing I can do. I just explained it to you. And we're going into 1 p.m. in 2.5 minutes. So don't be surprised if momentum switches, okay, at the hour. You could see gold changing direction. We might get out of this consolidated zone. Nasdaq, we might get out of this zone. It might start a bearish leg coming in at 1 a.m. or 1 p.m. We could get maybe a continuation to the bullish side. But where will this body close? Okay, so we did create that new high. Did come back just down. Pick up some more. Where will it close? Okay, now we're inside the green box. Will it close back above, below, inside? A minute 54. And that trade so far moved up about 50 pips. Okay. Okay, 90 seconds to go into the close. I would like volume to close above the green zone if it can, so that we can build into 1 p.m. and continue. But there's going to be pullbacks. But every time I look at the pullback, it is a higher low from here, from here. We're still above that good hourly demand zone here below us. But this is where a lot of resistance is, right up here. You can see failed break there, failed break there, failed break there, drop. So now we're coming right back in. And there was also a failed attempt right there that couldn't get up to there. 30 seconds to go into the close for both of these securities. Gold is horrible in my opinion. It's just caught up in the barcoding. There's accumulation on both sides. 100% there is, but maybe something needs to happen more in here at this daily point of interest, 33.17, maybe in the red zone, or something will happen down here. If they drop it, maybe big buyers will come in here and then take it back up. But guys, I just want to focus on Nasdaq for now. Okay. It came all the way down. We're coming back up. Bullish pin bar. Here's the close. So they did get the blue volume back above there. That is impressive. We opened ignited. Okay, just opened. And then now the 1 p.m. manipulation, dropping it down. But it got a higher low. So our buyers are there. Like it didn't break this entire green zone. Normally how it does that. Okay, so we got good buyers there. Let's see if we can just fill up to that red line. Maybe just with this 1 p.m. push. 1 p.m. momentum. Can we get this bullish momentum right now? There we go. Okay, so coming up here is 60 pips up to this point of interest. Right there. We got a body, a body, a body, a body. Can we break? Maybe impulsively break up to these wicks. There we go. Okay, so now we broke that zone. I am going now to a break even on this trade right now. Since we broke that zone and we created that new high, I don't want any risk in this trade. Any capital. Okay, so I went to a complete break even. I'm still holding this entire trade, but now I've got no risk. Okay, so next target is the bottom of this red box, like the 200 EMA. That would be about 75 pips if we can get up there. But following the volume, let's see if we can close above this red line. We have not closed with any bullish volume this entire afternoon on Nasdaq. Okay. It tried. This big candle tried at 1205. So now we're kind of retracing right back up there. But let's see if we can close with some blue volume above this red line. Any pullbacks, if we get pulled back, we're pulling back into the green zone. Right here. And our 9 EMA is slowly getting in that green zone as well. Let me show you guys. So I'm going to get rid of this big red box above. Maybe like getting a little confused with these. Right here, you see this? This is what I'm trying to get above. This is that 5-minute red zone right here. Okay. This is the daily point of interest, your 200 EMA, and there's a shit ton of liquidity up here. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Can we close above here? Okay, because we're trading in that red zone again, and they're trying to push it down. So let's see if we can continue to accumulate and close above here and get that nice healthy break. This is an inverted head and shoulder pattern. If you look now at the overall structure, this is the left shoulder. It came down. That was that this was the bottom. That's that inverted head. I got it by like here. And we're right now back in the right shoulder. Here was the left shoulder. We're right back in the right shoulder. So can we get that natural breakout? Maybe come up here, pull back, and drive. Okay, but it might take a while to develop in here because this is your consolidated area where it's building, right? Both sides are accumulating in here. We need another nice strong bull flag in here. It's at a very critical level. Very critical level. Yep. Okay, I'll get rid of this. Okay, so it did trade in there. It rejected it back down. It is technically a lower high from this previous high. Below the 200, we're below the daily point of interest. We're still below the structure. So sellers are still here. Got rejected, and then now they're going to possibly test in here. This could be like the start of a double top. You know what I mean? Like if you got to look at all angles. Okay, so it came in. This is one huge top. There's the big neckline down there. Coming back up, There's your second top. There's your shooting star candle. So this is what, it sucks. It sucks. If it comes down here, close below here, retest this red, we're driving right back down here. It's then like a M top pattern. And if you lose that, forget about it. And it's going down. So that's why you got to study now the lows. Are they higher lows? Are they coming in? Are they protecting? Are they breaking down? Same shit that's going on with gold. Sellers are selling, but then the buyers come back in. And then the sellers come back in. Then the buyer, it's just, are we going to go through that too with Nasdaq? But if the volume stays in here, it's a bonus for us because it's flagging bullish. But as soon as we lose this, then sellers are in control. Okay, so it did close in there. This candle did open bearish again, coming back down. Got a wick. Can we push this, flip this, and trade blue? Or it's going to come down. And sellers, same thing. They're targeting lows. They're targeting points of interest. They want to take out and change the market structure. So I've got a break even. Yeah, I might piss away a few pips here, but you want to hold trades long and you want structure to build and this, and you don't want to take out profits at levels, at critical levels, then learn from my mistakes here. That's why I showed you guys, like up to there was 60 pips. Okay, so now I'm watching my profit diminish right now. And that's what are facts of trading when you do not take any partial profit out of the markets. Everybody wants to hold trades for them to turn into 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 pips. But if you're going to do that, then don't get caught up on a pullback, because you understand that when you're up all those pips and you don't do anything, okay, yes, you're going to start to give back, but don't be surprised when that happens. And this is the 1 p.m. shift. We got fucked on the 1 p.m. shift. And then they do some greasy moves. Sometimes they'll come down, take this out, and then they drive it right back up. What can you do if shit like that happens? Unless you want to go back and draw down, that's up to you. I'll let you guys know when I'm out of this trade, when it hits my break even. Red Clues, what is going on in the chat? You need to revive the chat? I don't understand what you mean. What would you like me to do in the chat? Guys, I got to end this call at 1:15 regardless what happens. Either if I'm profit, break even, stop loss, whatever it is. I've got a one-on-one to do at 1:30. So we'll see what happens with this trade. I'll let you guys know as soon as it gets tapped out down in here. So it's almost there. There, that's a break even. So I just left 60 pips on the table because I was looking for that bigger break. Oh, man, just a frustrating call. What can I say? I left 60 pips on the table for no apparent reason. No apparent reason. Just maybe the psychology after taking a loss on gold. I was looking to, get a bigger move. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. It's hard to say when you're trading live. What the woulda, shoulda, couldas. I took prior. I'm just looking at it. I took a prior sell on Gold took a loss there, made it back, unrealized, didn't realize it, and now hit a break-even trade and left 60 points, 60 pips on the table. What can you do? That's why, guys, I've gone through this shit for years and years just to learn how to scale out just a little bit. It helps with your psychology so much. Like right now, when you take a couple losses, then you're in profit, and then you piss it back. It's just, like I don't want to trade anymore this afternoon. I don't even want to look at another chart. I don't want to look at another candle because I know I'm probably going to trade on tilt if I do this. So it's not healthy. It's not good, guys. So you got to learn. There's going to be days like this. It's tough, but it can compound and turn into a worse situation if you keep going at this rate. Like, look at gold. This is like, what the fuck, man? Look at this. Like, this is ridiculous. This is stupid at this point. Like, I could imagine how frustrated buyers and sellers are in here. And I was frustrated on a beautiful bullish pullback break. And man, but that's what happens, guys. So the second top got us. It came up, one top. We bought right back up. We had that nice leg coming right back in there. Second top, and there's the drop. So we got caught at that second top up there. Trading Girl, wish we could do a session just on psychology trading. I love to do those. But everyone, whenever I start to do a session like that, everyone's like, Ron, why are we not trading? Why are you not buying? Why are you not selling? All this. This is an important aspect of trading. A lot of traders don't realize the psychology of trading, the psychology of taking a break even, the psychology of taking a loss, the psychology of trading this shit volume all day. But those are the conversations no one wants to have. It's just, where are you buying? Where are you selling? And I understand. So I do whatever you guys want, really. But guys, that's it for me. I had a difficult session today. I gotta go do a couple one-on-ones right now. I gotta go clear my head, go for a walk, get some fresh air. I will be back tomorrow. Hopefully everything is much better trading in the markets. And later tonight, guys, we will be posting a webinar on the website. So guys, just check it out. We'll post it in Discord. But thanks everyone for joining. Leave us a like if you can, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. These markets are too tough this afternoon.
Recording stopped.
Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to the live session of Stock Sniper Trading. My name is Dave, guys. My partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US 30, sell. Okay, I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please secure.